coming to OCC. I'm here to tell you just a little bit about what we do in economic and workforce development. We work with most businesses, and we do a lot of training with different business and industry. Most of the training that we do, pretty much all of the training that we do is customized. So what we do is we work with a particular company in a particular subject matter, and we create a curriculum that meets the needs of the company. Everything we do is competency-based, and what we typically do is we take a subject matter expert out. So for example, if you were interested in some kind of leadership training, we could bring a subject matter expert out and create leadership training. A lot of the leadership that we're seeing that companies need right now is taking people that have been moved into supervisory positions that have not previously been in those positions, and they don't have that skill set. They may be a solid engineer, but they don't have the leadership or supervisory skills. So we're doing long-term kinds of training that may last through, several months. Anything to something that could be a 4-hour certification training, safety training, something of that nature. So everything across the board. Some of the areas where we do a lot of training, like I said, leadership, computer types of training, whether it be Microsoft Excel or something of that nature, all the way to high-end certifications or technical backgrounds and things of that nature. Right now, we're running a field team robotics technician program, which is a short-term training that's been customized for business needs, and that's a 14-week program. So we really do anything from 4 hours to 14 weeks or 12 months or anything in between. Also, we have a team building course here on campus. We've got a city on campus that's used for police, fire, and EMT training. There's homeland security training that takes place there. We've got streets, we've got buildings such as a bank, hotel, motel situation, a fire station, all kinds, and there's a burn tower there. So we do team building in 2 different capacities. One is outdoor in the woods. We've got a low ropes course for scaling bikeways. So people can go out and go from tree to tree or go from through a spider web, all kinds of different experiences there. And anything to utilizing the burn tower for rappelling and team building. We had the Detroit Tigers here a couple of years ago, more about 5 or 6 years ago. They came through on their winter caravan, and they wanted to do some kind of simulation here. And what they did is they simulated a bank robbery, and they simulated a fire that was occurring in the motel. And we found that those 2 exercises are really good for us to then work into team building for corporate folks, because people come together in situations where there's some kind of common cause, and usually crisis brings people together too. So the common cause is to get out with everybody out from the fire, and with bank robbery, it's for everybody to get outside. So we can do all kinds of different things. Everything is customized to meet the needs of your particular company or performance. So Joe Bonarito, everything knows Joe. He puts a lot of this together. So if you've got any questions about the training, please contact Joe. And from our team, Carlton is here. Talk to either one of them after if you've got any questions about some of the things that we do. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Antonio Triboloni. I am the president of Triboloni Asset Management. We are a fee-only, commission-free, registered investment advisory firm. In front of you on your tables, there is a 10 questions every investor should ask before hiring a financial advisor sheet. Out of respect for your intelligence and time, I am not going to read that to you today, but I do implore you to have a look at it, snap a picture, share it with a friend, and if any of that resonates with you, I'd love to have a chat and see if we can help. Also, we are growing. We're in major growth mode, so I am looking for new and used stockbrokers and financial representatives who are looking to get away from the transactional-based model and want to move into more of the personal service-based model. So if you know any stockbrokers or financial representatives over the holidays that are looking to make a change, perhaps they're frustrated, they're disappointed because they have to sell proprietary products, they don't feel like they're working in their client's best interests, not by choice, but by compulsion from superiors, I would love to have a conversation with them. Enjoy the presentation and have a great day.
And I'm a residential mortgage lender, and I'm the media sponsor today. Hey, yes. So there's a blue piece of paper on here at your seat that tells a little bit about my services. But for myself, I focus and helping my clients get the promised services that they're expecting at their closing so they have a wonderful mortgage experience. So I just thought I'd just take a minute to tell you about a quick story for Toby and Roberta. They came to me on November 4th, down on their luck, frustrated because they had been working with another lender for 40 days or so, and they didn't get the appraisal order. They hadn't had anything done with their approval yet. They were told that they may not be able to get their loan. So after some fact finding, I restructured the loan, had just one of the spouses on the loan, and had the approval the same day, told them how to structure it, ordered the appraisal that Friday, and then had the third close on November 22nd. So they were able to close before Thanksgiving and get into their homes. And they have 2 adopted children that they were really trying to get into their school, so it really touched them significantly through the process. So, so I want to help you and your family members with their next mortgage loan. So if I can do that, just let me know. As far as our guest speaker and the flow of today, so it's just about noon, and we want to make sure that we have the ability of finishing on time. So our speaker is Tom Powers. I'm going to introduce him in just a minute. He'll come and he's going to speak. He's got a wonderful presentation plan, and there's material in front of you. And this is kind of a workshop, so you'll need a pen or pencil, whatever he has. Pencils. I don't think anyone else has pencils, probably. So we'll probably wrap up at about 12:55, and we have some drawings, so if you're able to stay until 1 o'clock, that's fantastic. So we have a couple books that we're going to be giving away, a gas card, and some OCC ware, and ribbons and such like that. So we have this room reserved until 2 p.m., and so it's important to us that you get some great information today, and also have the ability of networking. So the facility is available and open to you until 2 o'clock. So Tom Powers has helped businesses make more money and become systemized. He owns Insight Business Coaching, and he's had many successful businesses over the last 35 years, including 7 retail shops, 1 manufacturing company, and 4 service businesses. What I like about Tom is he successfully has sold 3 businesses for profit, and he has 2 other companies that brings him additional revenue every month and every year that generates $1 million as residual income. So he's got so many talents, and I think you're going to really enjoy him today. And please welcome Tom Powers.
Well, who wants a great elevator pitch? Raise your hand, right? You're all here. Hopefully you guys all understand what elevator pitches can do for your business. But let me tell you a quick little story. Besides my shaving episode this morning, I realized I was standing in Starbucks and I felt my face like, oh man, I have not shaved. I'm half an hour from home. I'm on my way to speaking at a conference, right? And so I walked into, I'm standing in Starbucks and I'm thinking, well, how am I going to get the shave? I can't get home. So I realized, oh man, I'm going to Walmart across the street. So I ran in there and got a shaving kit. And I said to the lady, is it okay if I use your restroom to shave? She just was stone-faced. You know, bringing merchandise in the bathroom, not a good idea, right? So, of course, I got my shaving done in the bathroom, and I feel clean. So that was a small little episode this morning. But my wife and I, we went to she knows how competitive I am, and also how I like to make a game out of everything. So I went into a furniture place where I had one of my grandsons. I got 6 grandkids. And we walked into the furniture place, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to make it to the clearance center before the sea of, eagles, come after me. The salespeople, right? And I'm going to get there, and I'm going to bet my grandson, who's 10, I said, Cole, I'll give you $1 if I don't make it to the clearance center. And my wife, the same thing. Okay, Papa, of course I'm Papa to him, right? So here I go. I'm off, they're standing in the foyer watching this all happen. So I'm weaving up and down the aisles, and I was doing the old Mission Impossible thing. Don't make eye contact, right? So I ended up cruising down the last aisle and realized, wow, there's a guy sitting in a lazy boy chair. And sure enough, it's a sales guy. So I'm right there at the finish line, and he goes, can I help you? And he's in the lazy boy. Yes, I got busted by the salesperson, so I wasn't able to make it to the clearance center. So the moral of the story is, be aware of not being an annoying salesperson, but also having a great message in your elevator pitch to draw emotionally, and we'll talk about that some more. So, so let's get started. Elevator pitches, I don't know, has anybody seen the movie The Shining? I kind of beat myself. That kind of reminds me of the old elevators, you're right, the blood coming out of the elevator. But yeah, so if you're going up to 1 floor or 52 floors, be ready for your pitch. Have different pitches that you can use on whoever you run across. So again, somewhat it's about your target as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. So 1 floor or 52 floors. So again, the dreaded question, right? Hey, what do you do? Well, it's a good question. If you pitch it, how do you answer that? Generally, if you pitch it as hey, I'm a plumber or I'm a hairstylist, remember, that's who you are. That's not what you do. So you want to give them some more information on what you really do, if that makes sense. Well, let me dig a little bit deeper. What do I mean by that? So think of it like a triangle, and you start at the bottom. So what you think, okay, and what we say, what we do, and how we're perceived is really, really important. Again, whatever book you read, some of the books say out there, hey, we're kind of lazy communicators. And I found myself over 35 years of business, wow, I'm just not drawn to people, and I'm not getting the conversion rate that I'm really, really looking for. And a lot of you really got to dig in and dig in and dig in to your message. So we're going to work through some worksheets that help you guys in how to structure your elevator pitch. So it's really powerful. So you want to get into the mind of a potential buyer. Okay? It's not the person that you're servicing now, it's not your clients, but it's the potential buyer. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about that. I got one note that's on my notes, and I want to read to you. When you provide someone with what they want, you don't need to sell. They will ask you if they can buy. It's really, really true. When you hit the right hot button, we call it, we're going to talk about that, then they'll automatically just want to buy from you. It's really great. So get that great message. It's important to have a great message. So a 10 or a 60-second commercial, your mini commercial, like TV commercials are really good. If you really watch TV and how they do their commercials, they pull really well emotionally. And so that's what you kind of want to design in your own elevator pitch. It's kind of like a mini commercial of what you do. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can pull that mini commercial to make it really effective. What happens is most businesses will go after lead generators right away. So less than 10% of the companies or salespeople really make any money or even make it in business. Okay, I had 1 out of 7 businesses that didn't make it. And a lot of it because I didn't follow this sales process. So if you can make any notes, this would be a really good time to start making some notes here. You can see the cycle, the marketing cycle. We all kind of follow each other and in marketing and sales. And then the emotional message and the right target. So we're gonna go through the emotional message. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to get you that going for your business today. So I'll talk a little bit more about those areas. So most people buy an emotion. Who's heard of that? Right? Yeah, over 90%. Again, depending on what book you read. It's really high though. Again, that's why the TV commercials do so well in that area. So again, you want to pull your message on emotion. Working on, you got 6 of those 6 hot buttons. So those are the emotional needs, wants, fears, desires, concerns that the buyer would feel before hiring. Okay? So, boy, are they knowledgeable? If it's retail, is it clean? Do they have enough stock? So all of those are costs. Cost is an issue. A bait and switch is, hey, it's like a construction company. They're going to charge me this. They gave me a quote, but I got this at the end. Just in case you guys don't know what bait and switch is. So what you can do next is two things. One is get it down to a top 3. Okay? And then list out what you think most businesses get it wrong. Okay, over 50% when I've coached over 300 companies. So, but I'll show you how you can do this in a survey. Talk about that in a bit. So narrow down what you think are the top 3. Label 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then next to there you'll see where there's it says what do they want. Okay, what you can do, you don't have to do all the hot buttons, but you can say what do they want in this hot button. So if they want knowledge, I want to know that I am working with somebody that's got some years experience, and what type of experience do they have? Dig a little bit deeper. So that's what they want out of that. So you have to you dig in and think about what do they want in that hot button? What is that potential buy market? So as you could go through at least on your top 3, just write out what they may want in that hot button. Good? So who has labeled their top 3 hot buttons? Who has got it down to what they think is their number 1? Anybody? Think this is this is probably going to be the number 1 hot button. Again, over 50% of the businesses usually get it wrong. Okay, and that's why a lot of companies don't make it, or they don't get to the revenues that they really want to get to. And we call that conversion rate, right? The other thing, I'm just going to jump a little bit ahead, is creating a sales PowerPoint when you meet somebody, a one-to-one or a meet and greet, giving them a visual, because most people are right brain, giving them a visual of what you do to the solutions to their hot buttons, okay? So if there's a way to structure the best one, when we did that, our conversion rate tripled. I never had that in any of my businesses because I kept working on this message. It's really key. I want you to think about your message in this structure. Okay, so even if it's a 10-second elevator pitch or 30 or 60, we'll narrow you down even on those today. So interrupt their thinking, stop them in their tracks by your first line. Okay? Could be like your headline. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. So interrupt their thinking, engage them. So as you're talking through your message, you start with the interrupt in your elevator pitch, same thing, and then engage them. And because the engage part will be looping them into the education of what you do, so the benefits. So interrupt, engage, educate, and then if you're doing it, if you get 52 floors in an elevator, you can educate some more until you really hit their want, and then an offer. Okay, so usually in a 60-second, I generally throw the offer in that if you have a little bit more time. Sometimes these networking groups, BNI or LBN or some of those, only give you 36 seconds. I've been in one that gave 36 seconds. It was pretty weird, Okay, I'll be narrow that down. But 45 seconds, you probably get some of that. But so interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. That's structure. So let's talk about the interrupt piece. On your table, you will see how to structure your elevator pitch sheet. Save off that first sheet, because we're going to go back to that. But I do want you to work on step 1. And let me explain this guy. So how to structure your elevator pitch. Make sure you can see it. But it looks a lot like what's on that slide there. Okay. I do have a sample on there because of the child care. And if you, I'll just share the example and I'll read it. So, do you know how parents drop off their kids at child care and then spend the rest of the day worrying about their safety, wishing they knew what was really going on? Okay, now again, this is part of this child care's elevator pitch. That's the beginning. That's the interrupt piece. Do you know how It's a good way to start. You don't have to use that one, but there's some other ways you can start out your elevator pitch. Now, if you see it in the first four sections of step one, it's all in one sentence. Okay, this is not a major ordeal, so I kind of broke it down and made it easy for you. And I put some examples underneath your sheets, and not on here, not on the slide. So again, do you know how the ideal client description is in the second one of this sentence, depending on how you pitch it? Parents. So the ideal client, that's the target that they're talking about, is the parents. It's not the kids who are going to pay for the child care, right? It'll be the parents. Drop their kids off, and then the rest of the day worrying. Okay. So do you know how they drop the kids off and they worry, right? But that's not the hot button yet. The hot button was the safety, right? Or the knowledge, or the cost. So that's where your hot button will come in. So if you think you have a number one, or pitch it off at anyone that you have on your sheet, and start to work through those first four sections with one of your hot buttons. Okay? So do you know how? I'll leave this sample up for you. I think that might be helpful for you. And then, wishing they knew what was really going on. So again, it's just another emotional concern that parent was having. So you can see she's marketing around her negative emotions, because people think negatively anyway when they're concerned, right? So we might as well market good. So market to the negative emotion. Now, if it was Bronner's up in the Christmas store, there's not too much that's negative about Bronner's, right? So that might be more of a desire. I desire to be at a different place, and having all Christmas. How cool is that, right? That's so unique. That I can't think of another place that's like that. So, my craft and antique store that's on 18 Mile Van Dyke. I still, until probably 10 years ago, I didn't understand why that business took off. I had 7 stores doing $7.5 million, and I realized, man, we were just unique. We came out of the gate with a unique selling proposition in what we do there. And I had people 100 foot deep in lines at my registers when we opened up. I could not handle the overload. It's because we had a unique selling proposition, and I'll explain what that is. It's a USP. So that's the solution you guys need to put into your hot buttons. But let's talk about step one, and that's what I want you to do is work through that, and you can help your neighbor do the same thing if they're struggling with that. And I'll leave up this example for you. One of the things you can do is, in order to get into the potential buyer's mind, there's a survey that we usually put out through SurveyMonkey through our businesses. We help our businesses. So we were doing some facilitating here because Joe, wants me to do some teaching and some courses as well. So I'm new with OCC, so hopefully they'll accept that. So again, there's there'll be more we can dig into the sales and marketing area. There's a lot more actually. But if you put a survey out, the top question on your survey, what are your top 3 concerns before deciding on an insurance company, or before deciding on a business coverage, or or Shane, has life insurance. So Primerica. So it wouldn't be Primerica, but it would be a life insurance company. So that's a great question we could put out there. We usually come up between 12 and 25 hot buttons for every company. It's just a magic number, done over 300 of these babies. So, and then narrow that down. But when you get a survey out, you're actually in their minds if it goes to the right target. So more to be said there, obviously, coaching area. But so again, when you structure this, remember this, that all 4 of these areas is just basically the first sentence, right? Hopefully you'll be able to walk away and think about, okay, what hot button am I pitching around? Now let's dig in a little bit more. So to engage them. Okay, so now you want to answer the solution to their hot button, correct? You guys have heard of that, I'm sure. So what's your innovative idea? Like Steve Jobs was so good, there was so much competition. You know, in the sea of the competition that you have, that we all again have, what separates you from everybody else? Right? This is a good way to work through to get to your unique selling proposition. Okay, because you want to have a solution to the right hot button. Most people get it wrong, so they're messaging around the wrong, emotional message. So, hot button. Yeah. So again, this is where let me read the example of the child care, taking you through this child care facility. Okay, what we do is relieve all doubt and worry every concerned parent feels by providing you with, this is the second sentence, right? With WebWatch. An online camera surveillance system you can access from your home or work and watch your child whenever you want. Relieving the negative emotion, right? Your anxiety and stress, and instead giving you complete peace of mind. Wow. It's better than say, I own a child care service, right? This is more powerful. Now, there's a lot more fluff into this one today for you guys because I want to show you some really good meat in what you can do into educating them. Okay, so and engaging them. So interrupt was the first part. You've interrupted thinking. You got their attention. Second part, what do you do to relieve that and the solution to that? So obviously, their innovative idea was the cameras, right, within the child care. Wow, what a great idea. Now, eventually, competition is going to jump on board, usually within 3 to 5 years. I always say create 3 brand promises, not just one. So brand promises like what built Domino's Farms and separated them from all the major pizza companies. And that was, anybody know?
30 minutes or less or 30.
Yes, perfect. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, hot and ready pizza in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. Now they're floundering right now. They're on their second, innovative idea, and I don't think it's going to fly the second one where they're tearing out the buildings in the inside. Is that really my hot button? Do I care if you're, maybe they'll nail it, I'm not sure, but my feeling is they probably won't. Let's try something new. So again, this is where they have the solution. So if you look at that first sheet, that's the emotional marketing worksheet, and you'll see, that's the one you listed your hot button. What you do now for that hot button. Okay, now I'm only going to give you maybe 3 minutes on this one, but because this is one of the hardest things to get to the right innovative idea. It took me 3 years, I'm not kidding, to figure out how to get that for companies. It is not easy because it's a solution that can't be it can't be overused, overdone. Hey, we're the friendliest. We've been in business for 100 years. We're located over here. We're a local company for you. And, people are too educated. That's not powerful enough of a solution to rise your conversion rate. Okay? It's important maybe to mention that, maybe on the third page of your website, but not on the home page. Okay? So you have to come up with a really good innovative idea. Now, if you're a service company, they'll go, Tom, how do I come up with an innovative brand promise for services? That's really hard. Well, we teach them how to turn that service into a product. Okay? We dig deeper into that. We don't have time today, but yeah, it's easier to sell a product than it is a service. So that's digging into the hot button and an innovative idea, so on and so forth. But what do you do for that hot button? What is it that you do now for it? So take a few minutes, and then I'll come back to you. Does that sound cool? Think about a call to action. Maybe sometimes we'll come up with 25 to 50 different call to actions that they didn't think about. So create that, and then once you find that you've got the right headline, the right first sentence, the right education, innovative idea, and the right offer, bam, you've got a powerful combination. Because you want to test and measure. Test and measure, test and measure. And hopefully you're measuring, okay, your conversion rate. So this is I won't read this, but we have, again, this is the 60-second elevator pitch. Yeah, so you could, matter of fact, let's have a volunteer that would want to read this. Who would want to read this? It's kind of scary, right? But there is a gift for you. Yeah, all right, great. Well, here comes the mic for you.
Do you know how you drop your kids off at child care and then spend the rest of the day worrying about their safety and wishing you knew what was really going on? What we do is relieve all doubt and worry every concerned parent feels by providing you with WebWatch, an online camera surveillance system you can access from your home or work and watch your child whenever you want, relieving your anxiety and stress and instead giving you complete peace of mind. All parents want to feel that their child is receiving the very best care that's possible when attending child care. But the only way they ever will really know for sure is to have the ability to become a fly on the wall, so to speak. They need the ability to look in on their child's situation at any time they choose, which naturally holds the child care and its staff completely accountable and virtually assures their child will receive quality care and attention. I've surveyed all 17 of the local area child care facilities in 10 major areas that concerns all parents with children in child care, areas such as health, nutrition, accountability, and education. I would be more than happy to send you a copy so that you have all the information you need to know as to which child care offers you and your child the most benefits for the prices they charge. Would you like me to send that to you?
Thank you, Julie. That's awesome. Hey, just for which one would you like? Okay, eat that frog. Yeah, how to prioritize. Okay, great book. So that's the 60-second. Now, to me, that's probably a 3-minute. Okay, but you can see it's got the formula in there: interrupt, engage, educate. A lot of education, right? And kind of a big offer, right? But that offer really, really works, so they had to go with it. That's the kind of the perfect elevator pitch for the child care that had a coach. And yeah, so let me take you through the next step here. Again, limited time offer. Oops, I did that already. Okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to take your 60-second, once you nail down that 60-second, narrow it down to a 30-second. Pull out, again, pull out this interrupt, engage. You might not be able to educate as much, just shorten your 60-second to a 30-second. And then, so this is a 30-second, we won't read this because we won't have time to, but you get the idea. Narrow that down. And then, pull it into a 10-second. So they step into a quick elevator. This is a really powerful 10-second. I provide worry-free child care services by giving concerned parents the ability to watch their child online at any time. It's better than saying, I want a child care facility, right? All right, so you can see it's kind of formatted in a way that's got action and a negative emotion. So you can see in color there, you get the idea description is kind of what we talked about. Here's the thing, if you get down to a 10-second, you can actually come up with your tagline out of the 10-second. Let me show you what this child care did. On their business card, on the very top, don't put your name on the top of everything, okay, because it's with them. What's in it for me? That's all they care about. They don't care about my company name. They want to know if you have the solutions for my concerns, right? So online worry-free daycare, that's at the top of their business card. On the back of the card, I recommended that they put this, the only daycare where you can watch your child online anytime. So the business card can actually lead them to the next step. And it could take them to a link to their, to their website. Okay? Creating brand promises. Okay, so again, unique selling proposition. How you do your business through that innovative idea is what you call brand promise. So your team generates the unique selling proposition, how you do the business, right? So FedEx, absolutely overnight, they had to revamp all their places to make sure they can deliver overnight. Back in my day, it was 4 to 6 weeks to deliver a package. So again, we can learn from the big players as small businesses. Okay, a factor that differentiates a product from its competitors, that's your unique selling proposition. What makes you a difference in the sea of competition? 4 decisions to make. Who are your juicy red core customers? What are you really selling them? And what are your 3 brand promises? Because that's what's hard to copy when you get 3 of those. We find 3 for every company, and then 1 as a leader. And then what methods are you used? How do you quantify those brand promises? It's really key. Make sure you can do that. So, ever wonder how businesses become big and successful and get that financial freedom? As Dawn spoke and own businesses, I'm 3 now, all that good stuff. Make your product, your business is your product. Make your product worth more. Okay? Think about your business in 4 different quadrants. And this is what hopefully I'll be facilitating. If you're interested in more information and having me run a class in these 4 quadrants, and I'll give you more information on these. There's a sign-up table. There's a sign-up table. You can put your business card in there. Okay, see the girls in front, and then I'll get you more. Me and Joe will get you more. You can talk to Joe as well. Love to help you more in your sales process. So in other words, creating a turnkey. If you see the 3rd dot, you want to learn how to create a turnkey marketing and sales process. All the right lead generators, the right message, your brand identity. All that will be coming through the through facilitating here. And then also systemize how to systemize your business. So there's a lot of areas of your business that could be taken care of and make your business more efficient. So that's it. Thank you. Hopefully that was helpful.